Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. In this video today, we're going to be talking about some big news coming out of the LCS. This is actually a story that has maybe been rumored or thought to maybe be happening at some point over the past couple splits, maybe over the past year or so. It's a story that it involves Immortals. This involves Power of Evil. So Immortals, not necessarily the biggest story in the world, but they actually just had a pretty decent offseason where they got Ignar, they got Lost, and they got Kenvi. I think they potentially upgraded at 3 different positions, and all of a sudden, Immortals is kind of an interesting team going into the summer split and going forward into the future, and this news we're going to be talking about today makes them even more interesting. But first, a word from today's sponsor, which is, of course, Prize Picks. You guys know them by now. Daily fantasy made easy. You pick your favorite stars, choose their over-under, and watch your players win. They do LOL esports, they do LCS, LEC, EU Masters, LPL, all different kinds of stuff. Some of the picks I'm looking at for tomorrow are Nuggery over 4.5 kills in the first 2 games of the series, and then Doggo over 8.5 kills. I know that's kind of a big number, but I'm a big fan of Doggo in the first 2 games of that series on Thursday morning. If you guys want to make some picks of your own, definitely check out the first link in the description below and get signed up for Prize Picks, and they'll actually match your first deposit up to $100. It's an awesome offer. Thank you so much for Prize Picks. Hopefully you guys check them out. With that being said, let's get right into this. So Powerofevil, he tweeted this out a couple of days ago, about 3 days ago. He said, "Hey, I'm still stuck in Germany waiting for my green card. I hope everything works out and I can finally fly over in the next couple of days in time for the first week of LCS. Can't wait to scrim and play with the boys. Until then, it's EU West solo queue time." And again, like I said, Powerofevil, we've been hearing rumors about his green card for a while. There were some rumors last year when he was with TSM about him maybe getting his green card and how, he could be TSM's mid laner in the future if he was a resident. Yeah, Powerofevil was pretty good as an import. He was like a top 3, top 4 mid laner for TSM, and that was fine, but he was replacing Bjergsen, who is consistently the first or second best mid laner in the LCS, and was a resident. And, when you have a great mid laner, that's awesome. But when you have a great resident mid laner in the LCS, which is, historically been the LCS's weakest position, especially for resident talent, you can have a big leg up on the competition. So obviously Powerofevil wasn't able to get his green card done last year for TSM, and then now he's not on TSM anymore. He didn't get his green card done in the spring split for Immortals, but it seems like he was getting closer and closer to this. And this comes at a time when we're seeing some other people, get very, very close to or get their green card done, like Sven for Cloud9 right now, another guy who's been in America, been in the LCS for a while, but we also have a lot of people having green card, visa, passport issues, like Berserker, like Sven, some of those things going on. So there's been a lot of hurdles that maybe people couldn't have predicted. There's been all kinds of issues. It's still COVID, and already green card visas, all that stuff is a super, super complicated, probably unnecessarily so complicated process. So, you never really know what's going to happen, but it does seem like Powerofevil was expecting to get his green card. He was waiting on it. He was back home trying to get all this stuff done. And it sounds like he wasn't going to head back to the LCS until it was done. So there was actually a chance of him missing the first week, which I don't think matters too big of a deal. Obviously, this Immortals team, like I said, they have a ton of new players, a ton of new moving pieces. You'd like them to get scrims together as much as they can. You'd like to get them practicing together as much as they can, especially with a rookie like Kenvi coming in and mid-jung duos being such a big thing. But obviously, Powerofevil getting his green card is going to be a really, really big thing. Immortals is using both of their import slots right now. They have Powerofevil and they have the support. I can't think of his name right now. They have Ignar as support. I knew it. So those are their 2 imports. Then they have Kenvi, Lost, and Revenge being 3 resident players. And that's fine. I think Powerofevil, Kenvi, Ignar is a really nice core. I'm not totally sold on Lost. I think he's solid. I think he's okay. Revenge, I really think is a pretty weak top laner overall. But if Powerofevil gets his green card, you start to open up an import slot. You can maybe do some things. There's some good import top laners out there. There's some good import 80 carries out there. You start to put these teams together year over year. Now, if you can keep this core together, you start to have something special. But what we did get from Powerofevil, the big news today, 5 hours ago at the time that I'm recording this video, he says, "Finally got my immigration visa / green card today. I will be back in the U.S. on Thursday. Count on you guys to cheer us up for the split start." And this is a very, very big deal. This is big news. This is exciting. This is awesome. Powerofevil gets a green card done. And not only does he get the green card done, he gets it done at a time where he will be able to get back to the United States on Thursday. Now, obviously, the LCS season starts on Friday, and him getting back on Thursday and then trying to play on Friday after having no scrims, maybe a day of scrims, depending on what time he gets here. He's going to be jet lagged. His time zones are going to be off. His sleep's going to be all off. So many things going against him. I imagine he's still going to be playing, as long as he's up for it and he's feeling up for it and he feels like he can play even to a decent level. I'm sure he's going to be playing. Powerofevil seems like that type of competitor to me where he's going to want to, try and help his team win no matter what. And I'm sure Immortals would love to see him play and want to see him play. And again, regular season games don't matter all that much. Top 8 make the playoffs. I'm sure Immortals figures to be top 8 in this split. Obviously, they were not last split, but again, I do think they got considerably better in this offseason. And like I said, I'm sure you want your 5 guys playing together and building synergy as soon as you can. So this is really, really cool. Unfortunately for Immortals, they can't take advantage of him having his green card now. They already have their lineup. They already have their roster ready to go. They already have their 2 imports, being Powerofevil and Ignar, and they have their 3 resident players. I don't expect that they're going to now go make a signing or kick someone midway through the split, especially because Immortals isn't necessarily playing for right now. They're not necessarily trying to optimize their lineup for this season, because if you're not playing for Worlds, then there's really no point. Pretty much you're either playing for Worlds or you should be building for the future. I really think Immortals is in that second bucket, and I think everyone thinks that. I even assume that Immortals thinks that. I don't think Powerofevil is, talking about going to Worlds in the summer. I'm sure he has vacation plans in November already booked and already lined up. But this does obviously help Immortals out a lot going into next year, and now they have 5-6 months of knowing that Powerofevil is going to be a resident. They can start to build up their offseason plans. They can see how Kenvi and Powerofevil are going to do. But this also makes Powerofevil way, way, way more valuable. This is going to get him paid a lot more money. It's maybe going to ultimately lead to him leaving Immortals and maybe ending up on some other team. Again, now he is way easier to fit onto rosters, way easier to fit onto lineups. And I know it's popular to hate on Powerofevil right now. He's not coming off the best split in the world individually in the spring, but also he wasn't on a very good team. I think it makes him look pretty bad overall. I think he got too much hate on TSM last year. Again, TSM was a single game away from going to Worlds in a year where they lost Bjergsen, lost Doublelift, had all this craziness going on. Powerofevil was a top 3 or 4 mid laner in the LCS last season. I really think he was top 3. I think in the spring he made the one of the top 3 all-pro teams. They were just like a couple plays away. They should have made it to Worlds last year. I don't really understand all the Powerofevil slander. I thought he had a good run with TSM, and again, like I said, yes, last split wasn't so amazing, but I don't think that means Powerofevil sucks all of a sudden. I don't think that means Powerofevil is bad, and still, when you're looking at the LCS mid lane talent pool, it's not very strong. Having a resident Powerofevil is one of the better moves you can do. Now, is having, resident Powerofevil, is it maybe the best mid laner in the LCS? Is it top 2, top 3? No, not necessarily, but he's, I think, solidly in that 4, 5, 6 range, and I think you could do a lot worse, and I think there are teams doing a lot worse right now. So this could potentially be a big thing for Immortals for next year, or this could be a big thing for Powerofevil on some other team next year as well, depending on how Immortals wants to play this, how much money they're willing to spend, how much money Powerofevil is going to want. But either way, this is very big, very exciting news. Powerofevil, I think, a pretty popular player, well-liked. It seems like, he's nice. He's obviously, people question his champion pool and his playstyle and stuff like that, but overall, he's funny, gives good interviews, seems like a nice guy, does a lot of cool things. He's been in NA for a while now, and I think it is cool to see him get this done, and I'm happy to hear that he got it done. And we'll also be back in the United States by Thursday, ready to go for this weekend, ready to go for the Super Week, ready to go for the summer split. I'm hyped up. I'm excited. That's the big news of the day today. Definitely drop a like if you guys did enjoy it. I would appreciate that so much. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this stuff. What do you think is going to happen with Powerofevil? You think he's going to, stay with Immortals and they're going to bring in a new import 80 carrier top laner? Do you think he's going to leave Immortals and head to some other team in 2023? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe, stay up to date on all my latest content. Consider checking out Prize Picks, first link in the description below. Hopefully catch you guys in the next one. But until then. Peace.